No? Okay, hello everyone, and thank you very much for your patience. We had some issues which are now fixed, so we can start the webinar on Odoo HR. Today I'm joined with my colleague Sandra, who is actually a talent recruitment officer here at Odoo Brussels, and she'll be presenting the webinar on how she uses the applications in Odoo to manage the recruitment process internally. So maybe Sandra, you can talk a little bit about your role.
Sure. So hi everyone. Indeed, I'm working at Odoo for 1 year and a half now. And just to give you an idea about the recruitment, I already hire almost 80 people on board. And now since few months now, we are 4 recruiters on board. So we also increased the HR team to recruit even more people. And now we try to hire about 1 person per day at Odoo.
Which is a lot, and like a fun fact is actually Sandra hired me as well. The first interview I had at Odoo was with Sandra, so thank you for that. Just to give like all the viewers an idea, do you know how many people we've hired this year, just in 2018?
Yes, since January we already hired at least 50 employees,
which is crazy. Like,
yeah. It's just the beginning.
And it's just the beginning. 50 considering that at the beginning of the year we were at 350 globally, so that's a significant percentage of the people we've hired. So good job. I guess something you're doing is good.
So.
All right, so maybe I'll hand it over to Sandra. She can explain a little bit more about what she's going to be presenting today.
Sure. So during this webinar, we will cover 3 different apps. The first one will be employee, then website, and of course the recruitment module. We will also show you quickly our new toy at Odoo, which is the salary configurator. Well, of course, if you have some question, we can answer it at the end of the video.
Absolutely. If you guys have any questions during the webinar about HR, about recruitment, and any of the applications we're using right now, you can ask them in the live chat, which is just on the side on YouTube. You have to be connected with the Google account because YouTube is linked to Gmail. Other than that, if you'd like to speak to one of our consultants in detail about how you can implement recruitment for your enterprise, you can always get in touch with them by clicking on the link in the description. For those of you who are here for the first time, how our webinars work is if we have a presentation for around 30 minutes by Sandra, and then we'll have a session of question and response at the end, which is around 10-15 minutes. So please feel free to ask your questions in the live chat. I'll try to answer as many as I can, and if there's some that are more specific, obviously I'll leave them in the end for Sandra to answer. All right, so well, over to you, Sandra.
Okay, so for this webinar, we will imagine that you are a fashion company, fashion retailer, growing really fast, so you are a small company, and looking for 2 new sales representatives. Okay, so we will start maybe with the employee app. So that's my dashboard. I already download several apps and data, but we will do it together. So I suggest to create a new department and also a new employee, so you also see how employees works. So let's go in department to create a new one. For example, finance. Then you have to attribute a manager to that department. I can say that I'm the head of the company, so I'm also the manager of the finance. Save. And now we can already go in employees to create a new employee. And what was the...
I think Edward.
Eddie Davel, for example, has a new employee. You can, of course, fill the different information key, like the work location. I mean, especially if you have different offices through different countries, it's nice to know where the person is working. Also, email and mobile number, so that everyone can contact everyone in the company. Even if you don't know that person, you can just go in the employees app and contact that person. You also give a department to that person, so finance and job position, let's say, accountant. Create, as it's a new one, and save it. And now when we go to employees, we can see that we have a new employee here. You can, of course, customize it for the picture so that it's more friendly, and also you know who is that person, of course. You can also group the different employees, especially if you are a big company, by department, so that you have a clear idea how is the organization in the company. So now let's go back in our example of fashion company, and so that's the dashboard in the backend. We will go to the website app to install the recruitment module. So when you go on the website, you can see that you can download different features in your website page. But as the webinar is, of course, on recruitment, we will only focus on online jobs, but you could also install different features. So just click on it, and Odoo will ask you to install it. So I just confirm. And you are not necessary, you don't have necessary to go to your dashboard and click on app to download the new module of the recruitment, sorry, because everything is linked, so it's quite easy to just jump from an app to another one. So now you can see in the dashboard that we have a new app, which is a new module, which is recruitment. So let's go in it to discover it. Well, Odoo suggests a new open position because I just created the new department, but don't focus on it. We will create a new position for the example. So I suggest to create a new position. As I said, as I said in my introduction, we are looking for 2 new sales representatives. So we just type the title like that. Representative. And for the job email, basically it's the email you will use to gather all the application in the pipe in the recruitment module. So you don't need to give your own email address and to have a lot of different documents and application in your own mails. So you can just give a specific name to create the pipe. And you can see that now we have a sales representative position. So we can check together the settings. So of course the job title will be the one who will appear on your website page. So be careful to what you write like that. The department is of course the one who will be concerned for the person who will join the team. Location is again the location of the office if you have several one. The email is again the one I just explained. Recruitment responsible is the person who will be in charge of that open position and who will get the different application in emails and who will be in charge of the different stage of the process. So here we can say Céline Ro, who is my talent acquisition officer at Fashionista. And as I said, we are looking for 2 people. So instead of 1, we can just put 2. And the HR responsible will be most of the time the manager of the recruitment responsible, and it's the person who will be most of the time in the loop of the process for some decisions. So again, I'm the head of the company. I can just put my name. The job description will be the one that you already worked on before, so I can just copy paste the one I prepared. And it's quite easy to, if later in a few months, I mean, you have to reopen an open position, you again have your job description. You don't need to go in your computer and look for it. So we can just save it. Your daily limit.
Okay, well, that's fine. In that case, we can.
I think it's fine.
You just save that. Okay.
Too many emails, daily limit. Well,
okay, well, that's fine.
Well, maybe it's just for this database. I don't know.
Probably. So let's just scroll down. And
yeah. So now what I'm going to explain you now is the different smart button here, which are basically some tools so that you can find easily some relevant information. such as, for example, the number of applications is basically the number of people who applied for that position. Employees is the number of your current intern employees who are occupying this position. The number of documents will be the number of documents will be linked to that pipe. So, for example, you could have one application with 2 documents because one person joined also the resume, but also the letter of motivation. So it's 2 documents. If I send to that person an offer, then it will be 1 application for 3 documents. The trackers is an interesting button, especially if you are a company who invests in different job boards and you would like to know which source attract more candidates than others. So let's have a look to that together. So if you click on it, you can just create every time you will use a new source, you will click on create to create a new track. So let's imagine that you would like to use LinkedIn. So we can just create LinkedIn here. And you can see that Odoo automatically suggests you a URL link, so you don't have to do anything. You can click on save, just refresh it so that you also have an email address for that specific source. Because if you people used to work in recruitment, you know that most of the time job board ask you if you prefer to use an email or an URL to track your source. So that's why Odoo suggests both. So basically, if you want to post a job advert on LinkedIn, you just put your different punchline, a picture, and just click on this link to apply, and you will copy paste this link here. Okay, so let's go back in the job open position page. The last one is linked to the website application. So if I click here, I will be directly led to the front-end website. So this is your job advert online, really nice. You can see the different content. You can of course edit it if you want to change the picture or to change some information or some information basically. So you can just click here if you are sure about it. Just click on published. And this job description will appear now on your website for candidates. So now let's go back in the recruitment app. And now together we will set your process of recruitment. So you have in front, of course, has to think about the different stages for your process. So for this example, we will keep it quite simple, meaning that we will create a column for each step. So the first one can be, for example, just new for every candidate coming from different sources. We can create another one for a phone interview as a first conversation. If the conversation is good, we can just plan a face-to-face interview. And let's imagine that from that face-to-face interview, the recruiter can already, or the manager of the team, of course, can already take a decision to hire that person or refuse that profile. Okay, so let's do that. We can just click add new column. New. Let's take another one for the phone interview. Third one for the face-to-face interview. Hired or refused. Just click on add. Okay, so that's your flow. Okay, now for the example, I'm gonna put my shoes like if I were a candidate. So I'm gonna create 2 different candidates, one via LinkedIn. Using the email to track LinkedIn, and one via the form on the website, so that you can have two different examples. Okay, so now I go on my front end of the website. So it looks like this because, as I said, we are a fashion company. I just refresh it so that we are sure we have the new button jobs who will appear, because I just created the this option. Now it works. I just click here, and now we can see that we have like 2 open positions for the sales representative. So that's good. I read, everything is fine, and now I'm gonna apply via the form. So now I have some mandatory information that I'm gonna fill. You can, of course, edit those information regarding the information you need from candidates. Let's say Pauline@test.com, your phone number, blah, blah. Short introduction, most of time is just a letter of motivation, so I'm just copy-paste what I prepared just before here. And now I'm gonna download my resume, so resume will be now here. And I just submit it. I have, of course, the message to confirm my application. And now I'm gonna send an email to the tracker I created earlier. So I just go back in the settings here. Click on tracker to get back the email I created just earlier. Oops. Nope. I just attach the resume and send it. Now we go back in the backend part for the pipe, and normally we will see 2 new candidates. Indeed, it works well. So okay, let's go first. Well, for Pauline, let's imagine. So you can see directly the different information that she had to fill with via the form online. So that's quite super interesting, especially if you plan to be in contact with that person several times. You don't need to open the CV every time. You can just call the person with the information you have here. You also have the CV attached in the chat of Odoo, but you can also find the CV key attachment, one attachment document, or also key in document in the smart button. Okay, so let's imagine that the person is not really matching your language skills. Okay, because at the moment you are only looking for a French and English speaker, but the person speaks Dutch, and in few months you might also look for a Dutch speaker. So what I suggest before, instead of just refuse that person, edit the profile. You can, of course, fill different information, like a master degree, well, the different information that you could need. And here, we will create tags. And in recruitment, I think that, especially for sales position, the languages are always really important. So I suggest to create Dutch and also English, so that in the future, if you want to find back this candidate in your pipe, you just can search via the different tags, which is, for example, Dutch, and just come back to that person to know if she's still or she still interested in a new opportunity. Okay, you can, of course, give an appreciation like that and put in refused. With the refused, you can, of course, send a message directly to that person via the chatter, like I said, with maybe a document attached. It's up to you. Also, log a note to your colleague to give a reason why we didn't hire that person. Yeah. So we can keep it like this. For the second person, we can, of course, again change the name, add some tags again, because that person match exactly our requirements. So we will go forward. I mean, further with that candidate. So yeah, now we will just put in the phone interview column stage. You can, of course, send him a message here, just like that. Now you can see if we click just on the clock here that we don't have any activity for today, but we have one for the future. And if you click on it, you will have only the people you have to call in the future. See that the clock is green, so you are perfectly on time. So let's go back in the pipe normally like that. Okay, I also give an appreciation so that I don't need to read the CV to know if it's a good candidate or not. Yeah, what I also would like to show you is the different settings for the different column here. So you can also edit the different stage. Of course, is the name you give to your column. Job specific is basically when you need a unique stage for a unique job, open job. I mean, for example, if you are looking for a developer and that developer need to pass a technical test remotely before coming at the office for a face-to-face interview, then you can just create a new column, technical test, and select the name of the open position. Okay. Folder in recruitment pipe means that you can have the column, but not necessary to have a look at the details of the column. For example, if you want to hide the people in the refuse column because it's not really useful anymore, but you need them for your report and so on, you can just click on it. Well, I won't do that because I need the column face-to-face interview, but just to give you an information. And automated email is quite interesting, especially when you have a lot of candidates in the pipe. It's email who will be automatically sent to candidates. For example, now we can Odoo suggests you different templates, but you can of course create and edit your own. But let's say that I'm interested in the template interested. You can have a look to know how it does look like. So it will be like that. I'm fine. Save it. And now if I don't know why the column just moved, but it's quite easy to change it as well. So you see that I can just change it like that. Now I put it here. And now if I normally put Kevin Vigoureau here in that column, Kevin will receive automatically an email to say that we thank him for his interview, and we will set the face-to-face interview. So again, you can send him a message to set the interview face-to-face. You can either write it down here, or you can also create your own template by using, well, again, Odoo suggests you some template, but you can just create your own face-to-face interview. Oops. I use, for example, this one, like that. Save new template, and so that every time you will have to set a new face-to-face interview, just click on the template and everything will be done. So you don't have to write everything every time. So yeah, everything is fine now. Yeah, for the that was the note for the reminder of your activity, next activity. But you can just mark done so that it doesn't appear in the chatter. And now we can also imagine that person was really good in interview. Okay, so we decided to hire that person. But well, it's the first time you recruit a person in your company, and you realize that the company should make a difference between hired and people who are still reflecting about the offer. So we can just go back here. It's just to show you that it's really easy to use this module, and you can change really fast the different options. So we would like to make a difference between offer sent and hired. So we can just put it here. I also put Kevin here. Well, I can just send a document with the offer in the format of PDF, for example. Then I got a call. Kevin is super interested to work with me, to work at Odoo, at Fashionista, sorry. And now we would like to transfer this candidate in an employee statute. Okay, so you can just, of course, put in hired here and click on create employee. And you can see that now we already have some different information regarding Kevin. You can, of course, put a picture and so on. And now if we go back in the backend employee app, we have a new employee here without necessary to edit ourselves, because as everything is linked, it's super easy to create employees just thanks to the recruitment app. And you can see that is already in the good sales department and so on. So that was the normal flow for a very small company, but of course the process is a bit longer if you have, for example, a recruitment agency. Of course, you need more details and so on, but that was a general presentation. So if you have any question, of course, you can drop me a message. So for the example of the company, for the fashion retailer, I'm done at the moment.
Perfect.
But
thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Maybe I can also show the salary configurator.
Absolutely.
as I explained you in the introduction. So at Odoo,
there we go.
So at Odoo, well, it's really specific to Odoo, but we used to send offer via a link to configure themselves their salary package. So how does it look like?
So this is, to be precise, for now, available only in Belgium, and we are using it internally here at Odoo. So I mean, we've done the test, we were the guinea pigs for this, and it works.
Okay.
So let's just see how it looks like on the website.
Yeah. So basically, I just send this link to candidates, and well, it's the opportunity to personalize and customize your own salary package regarding the different benefits that you would like, instead of the one that it's quite not flexible. So here you can see that you can. Well, and the goal of that is, of course, to respect a certain budget. So you can choose a different benefits like. A bigger car, if I take, for example, this one, internet, or, well, I'm not really interested in a phone subscription, so I just do like that. I would like to have more days of holidays, to have some representations fee. I hire a fuel card because I like to go on during the weekend abroad. And, well, of course, some different benefits which are fixed and you cannot change it, like, for example, eco-check or meal voucher. And then you have your gross salary here, which will change if you change the benefits. So that the gross salary will be balanced to respect this amount of budget.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. For those of you who want to know how you can watch the video again, actually, if you come back to the URL, I'll paste the link at the end of the webinar. You have the whole recording present, available online. I think we have a couple of questions, one in French there. Let's start with the one that's most relevant. Another thing, let me precise again, please make sure your questions are about HR and about webinar, because for the moment that's where our competencies are. Any questions unrelated to that, you can contact support or your account manager for more information. Okay, we have one question from Reem, who would like to know if we can link the recruitment app with applications on other websites. I don't think so.
You mean the job advert on the website?
Yes. Applications on other websites. Like, they have a company website separate from Odoo. So can you link again? I think it's best to link it via the website. From your website,
but you can also link any website through different trackers. So if you have like a specific job board in mind, only known in your specific city, for example, or country, then you can just create a tracker as I showed you earlier. You can just go in settings, trackers, create, well, XOXO, I don't know, save, create. And again, you can use those two ways of tracking so that you can also know that the applications come from this specific website, even if it's not yours.
Okay, so we have some more precisions on that question from Reem, they want to link recruitment on their Odoo database to their website, their personal company website, which is not in Odoo. So I think this is something you will need to contact if you're already if you already tried out a demo at Odoo. You can get in touch with your account manager, or you can just get in touch with any account manager here based in Odoo Brussels by clicking on the link in the description, and I think they'll be able to show you better, because in the time frame that we have right now, I think it's a bit complex. So you have the link in the description, you can click on that and maybe they can explain it. But I think the response is no.
No, I think it's yes, basically, because
think so?
you can create any track for any website. So if you would like to have your own job advert on your own website, totally fine. You can just create a track in Odoo to link your website and.
Okay. So sorry.
No, I think it's doable. Really.
Okay. All right. We have a question from Carlos, who would like to know, once we've hired the applicant, where can we record his contract? I think that we can show.
It will be in the employee
App.
in the employee app, basically, where you will have all the different documents attached to that person. Well, here it's Chetali already. I didn't, but you can just click here and you will see from the recruitment app that all the different documents you could have linked to that person.
Okay. Thank you. Another one by Bagaya. It's in French. Let's try to translate it. They're working on version 10 and would like to migrate. Okay, so for any questions about migrations, you can contact support at www.odoo.com/help, and they'll be happy to help you out. Unfortunately, we cannot help with migration questions here. Okay, and another question by Adil would like to know, is this flow possible for local host? I think you mean by self-hosted. Yes, because the recruitment app is the same if hosted yourself. So yes, this will be possible on localhost. Okay, so let's give a couple more minutes if you have any questions. In the meantime, I'll just put the URL of the video so you can access it if you would like to. But this was very interesting. It's true that...
I hope so. I hope it was useful for you. And, well, if you have any question, you can, of course, drop me a message now or just contact one of my colleagues in the sales department via the link under the video.
Perfect. Well, it's at the maximum. Another point was by Reem, who would like to see the salary configurator. Once again, if you could just show the page of the salary configurator.
We're so proud of it now. So, yeah, it's like that. So, again, it's an internal tool at Odoo. But, well, you can select different benefits like the company car or public transport, where the person can estimate the amount of budget the candidate will need per month instead of the company car. Internet subscription, again, we can say 30 euros per month. And you can see that every time I add a different benefits in extra benefits, the gross salary will be changed here, so that it's quite also super clear for the candidate to make his or her salary configurator. Representations fee or not, fuel card. I mean, if you don't need a lot, you can just
or more.
put like 20 or really more. I don't know. The commission is just to give also an idea of how much the person will get on average. Meal voucher, as I said, it's fixed. Eco check, 13 months, holiday bonus.
So if you're actually...
And it's super... Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's me.
Super easy for candidates who like and who agree for the salary configurator like this, because then they just have to fill the information here. And then, thanks to sign, the application sign we have at Odoo, we can just send the contract by email, and the person from home can just sign remotely the contract, and the day they will start at Odoo, everything will be fine. They also had the time to read everything in detail regarding the different policies, the contract, and so on. So we don't have any administration work to do the first day.
Absolutely. And what's cool is like because we see our new colleagues coming in every day, and they are effective from day one. Like they're on the go from day one.
Indeed.
So that's great. I think that's all the questions that we have. Oh, but we have one more. Is it suitable for big companies? Is it suitable? Can it be used by big companies?
Well, here it was an example for few candidates and really few employees. But I mean, we are 400 at Odoo.
And we're using it.
We have like at least 12 open jobs every single day at Odoo. We are like dealing with 100 candidates per month, and it's totally doable. I mean, if I go back here,
well, not to discourage new candidates. I mean, if you are a new candidate, you want to apply at Odoo, you can still do that. We always welcome spontaneous applications.
I mean, it's definitely doable if you are several recruiter to take some to make some filters so that every recruiter knows directly on which position they have to work. Also, with the internal note, it's quite easy to have the opinion of other people, of the manager, or to have an opinion on the candidates. To change also the different stage of the process.
To add more or less, depending on the job. Yeah.
And well, here, I don't know if we can see it. We also have like a list view. We can make some report again.
So that's where we want. Can you do that again? Because the screen wasn't on. So go back from the
I'm sorry. So that was the Kanban view we used just before in the example, but we have also have the list view. We can also make some report. And at Odoo, we also make some reports to know which channel is more useful to attract new people and so on. So totally doable for big companies.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think if you don't have any more questions, that's all we have for today. Thank you very much, Sandra, for this.
You're welcome.
Despite all the setbacks, I think you did a great job, and I'm really happy you did this. For all of you guys out there, if you like the video, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe to our channel, and share it via your social media. We keep putting out videos every week, so feel free to go through all of our playlists and see which videos you like, subscribe to the channel again, and, write comments. We always welcome comments and questions on our YouTube. Think that's all we have, and this brings us to the unfortunate end of the webinar. But we will see you again next week, and so thank you for your participation.
Thank you. See you. Bye.